A lot of the time you get beginners who don't really understand what's going on with depth and silhouette. This is something that is understandable because our brains aren't set up to take in information about a whole thing. We summarize and collapse down to fit in lots of information in a really brief, condensed way. And so you look, rightfully so, at this reference image and you see, okay, well, we've got the green shapes just here, and then on those we've got these little yellow bumps. And you assume using contextual knowledge that they are prickly or spiky, something like that. And so when you want to go and draw these things, you think, okay, well, I'll go ahead and I'll draw these big shapes, and then I'll add on the circly little bumpy spikes, because that's what I can see. And there's something that's happening that is giving our brain a lot of information about depth and about how things are overlapping and where they sit in 3D space that we're missing out when trying to represent it in 2D space. I'm sure a lot of you have probably figured this out by now, but there's probably some of you who haven't. And that is, we need to look at the silhouette. Now here's a second version of the same drawing that I've done, where I've started to think more about the silhouette. And what that means is, you can see, if I just bring the reference image in just here, what I've done is I've made sure these guys who sit right on the edge of the construction of the shapes are getting some representation, which they're not getting in this original one, because I've just taken that information and gone fill space with dots. This one I've taken a little bit more time to kind of give them a bit more of a defined shape instead of just little circles, and also to make sure that we're putting them both along the edge and spanning the edge. You can see that whilst I've not gone ahead yet and erased the initial shape that I've done, spanning both the negative space and the positive space, I've added these little bumps all along the outside. And we can really see this when we reduce these to silhouette. Okay, so you put these into silhouette and straight away we can just see how much more visual information is being conveyed in one versus the other. And that's great, because that is creating a shortcut for our brains in knowing what this might feel like, what this might be representing. We can match it up in the head of our observer to, oh, this is like a round prickly thing, cactus. And that's what drawing is it's trying to join up dots in the observer's head so that they don't have to forsake anything, they have to suspend their disbelief, they can understand cleanly and quickly what it is they're looking at. And that's the power of silhouette. What I then decided to do was to take that a step further and start to rely a little bit on implicit versus explicit textures. Now, what this can mean is we are forsaking some information a little bit to make a cleaner image that still implies texture. That's what the implicit part of it is saying. And it just tidies the image up a little bit. Now, granted, this isn't the best example of it. It kind of looks just a little bit patchy. You can see what I've tried to do here. Whoa. Is leave the implied forms of these little spikes. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. It can be tricky trying to strike that balance sometimes. But as soon as you start to apply some color and some shading to cue in the visual information, I like to go ahead and imagine that there's a really intense light shining on these certain spots. And what it does is it kind of drowns out the information of these little spikes, and instead we just kind of lose that, and instead we get an idea of what's going on based on the information around it. I did do a version which sort of is using color a little bit. I'm not super happy with this. I sort of had a go with the pot at doing a little bit of shading, but thought I'm actually not really feeling that. What I did do is go ahead and clean up the edges here. You can see, for example, if I pick like this particularly knobbly bit, I went ahead and just tidied it up so we've not got any extraneous lines running through that. And what that really does is help just clarify things. Obviously, what it would be great to do now is to do a clean line layer, add a little bit of line weight to our silhouette, just to kind of help define it in some of these darker areas even more. If we go back to our reference, you can see the occlusion shadows that are forming tucked in under there. And then we obviously have the lighter plane, because this is catching more of the light, and the darker plane falling just here. So that would be a kind of really helpful next step we could do. I'm not looking to take this drawing any further. Thanks for watching, everyone. You can also check me out over on Twitch, where I stream my art journey, and you can follow along and learn along with me over there. Link is in the description.